Yay! Oh, we still going. Happy.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here for Donna and her family today. Your presence is truly appreciated, so thank you for your support. Before we get started, I'd like to ask if you got your cell phones with you, if you could take them out of your pockets or purses and put them on silent so we can proceed uninterrupted today. We sure would appreciate that. Then we're going to start the service with a song, and then after that, Nick's going to get started with the actual speaking portion of the service. So again, thank you all for being here with us today.
Your mom drank or singing.
You're in a bad place, I've heard 1,000 times. And at least 1,000 times I've rejoiced for you. But the reason why I'm broken, the reason why I cry is how long must I wait to be with you. I close my eyes and I see your face. It's home to where my heart is, and I'm out of place. Lord, won't you give me strength to make it through somehow? I've never been more homesick now. Help me, Lord, 'cause I don't understand your ways. The reason why I wonder if I'll ever know. But even if you showed me, the hurt would be the same. 'Cause I'm still here, so far away from home. I close my eyes and I see your face. You're home to where my heart is, when I'm out of place. Lord, won't you give me strength to make it through somehow? I've never been more homesick now. In Christ, there are no goodbyes. And in Christ, there is no end. So I hold on to Jesus with all that I have, to see you again, to see you again. I close my eyes and I see your face. It walks where my heart is, and all my place. Lord, won't you give me strength to make it through somehow? Won't you give me strength to make it through somehow? Won't you
Let's go, sorry, wrong script, we're get ready to roll. So, Donna Ray Giffin, age 74, from the Villages, Florida, formerly of Dayton, Ohio, passed away on Sunday, November 13th, 2022. Donna was born on October 7th, 1948, to Ray and Dorothy Williams in Dayton, Ohio. She attended Fairmont West High School and graduated from Beaver Creek High School, class of 1966. Donna cherished time spent with her 4 daughters, son-in-laws, and 16 grandchildren. Whether it was in person or on the phone, Donna was witty and had a great sense of humor. She wasn't afraid to offer advice from the many lessons she learned throughout her life. She thrived on planning family gatherings, from the menu to the family games. She treasured making family memories. Donna's creativity never ceased as she enjoyed being artistic. She was once known for her beautiful decorative cakes and her exquisite floral arrangements. When she moved to Florida in 2009, she took delight in being near the palm trees, ocean, sun, and sand. Donna had an exceptional love for movies, music, games, and the casino. She would gladly watch a movie with someone, even if she'd seen it multiple times, just to see their reaction. She loved how music could say what she couldn't and make you remember things that you thought you forgot. Donna was the euchre partner we wanted, a wizard at trivia, and a poker player to beat. She is preceded in death by her parents, brother Ronald Williams, and grandson Adam Painter. Donna is survived by her daughters, Tammy Painter, Tracy Gravel, Sherry Warner, Shelley Seibel, and her siblings, Sharon Bridges and Diane Dalton, and her 16 grandkids. There's a lot of us. 10 great-grandchildren, and nieces, nephews, and extended family that I am not able to count. So this time, I'd like to welcome anyone who wants to come speak. Come on up.
I, on behalf of my sisters and family, would like to thank everyone who has come and sent us messages and the lovely flowers and your warm regards to honor our mom. So, my mom loved music, and when I was in 7th grade, I experienced a little bit of a heartbreak with a boy at school. And I come home and I was upset about it, and I said, he said he wasn't going to be there, he was at the movies with this girl, and my mom's like, wait, I have the song for you. And she pulls out this Leslie Gore album and plays You Didn't Look Around. Well, it was at that moment that I fell in love with my mother. She knew exactly what my little 13-year-old heart was going through. And that moment just opened my eyes to how could you possibly know that that's how I felt. And we continued that love of songs and music, music and movies, but a lot of music. We would often send each other, like, have you heard this? And you like this, listen to this. So she was very in tune with feelings and putting words to feelings that she couldn't even say. So when I decided to move to Nashville to pursue songwriting, instead of her saying like, let's just hold on a second, she said, go do what you gotta do. I didn't succeed, but that was beside the point. She let me make that mistake. And I made many mistakes. And no matter how many mistakes I made, Mom was always willing to hear the next mistake. And it was often greeted with music. And I think that connection you have with somebody, because not everybody has those connections, but that connection with her and I was our base. And she never went to karaoke, but somebody told me when we found 6 microphones at her house, 2 karaoke machines, and maybe 1 or 2 recordings that accidentally got recorded. So I do think that Mom loved everything about what music brought, the songs, the words, the feelings. And that's something personally that I'll miss. There's so many other things, but I know that some other people have memories, and we encourage you, if you have a memory of Mom, please share it, because there's some stuff we don't remember. But there's definitely going to be an absence in our life. She was She will be missed. Go, get up there.
Mom! She's making me get up here.
I'm the favorite daughter. Oh. I'm Tracy, I'm the second daughter.
You can only go a couple days without hearing Mom's voice, so it's been really hard. These past, however many days it's been. Each morning it's like, it's a new day. It's still happening. So it's really kind of hard because if it went more than 3 days, Mom would say, she answered the phone, I wonder if you're going to call me. We called Mom the mothership. Many different reasons, but the biggest reason was because she was the one that if we were going to get together, we were going to do something, she was the one that was the leader of it, and it was, okay, well, let's check with Mom. Well, let's check with Mom. We're planning Thanksgiving dinner, and I just keep hearing Mom say, are you sure you want to do that? And I said, stop. You can come, but don't talk. We were little girls at Thanksgiving. Mom would always do things like she'd get a big piece of paper and hand us magazines and have us cut out things that we were grateful for. And she drew it into boxes, and each girl had a box, and we got to cut out. I remember I cut out my Holly Hobby oven. I think Shelley cut out dogs and animals, and but she hung that on there for Thanksgiving. And she always made Thanksgiving special for us. She got out the good glasses. I think now that I learned they came from Kroger's, you could buy them and collect them. But she'd get out those nice glasses and the tiny little glass, and one was for water, one was for milk, and then one was for wine for our parents, and we got cranberry juice. And she always made the table look so nice with everything that was so fancy. And I used to just think in my mind that that was the best dinner every year. It was Thanksgiving dinner, because she always made it so fancy, and she always made us feel like she trusted us with these fine china. And I just think of all the things that she always did to make something so special for us. And it was just little things that we didn't realize. Her big thing is games. She always, Mom's the one to play games. Mom liked to play games because she liked to see you laugh. She liked to see you be competitive. She liked to see you get shocked because so-and-so beat you and they didn't even know what they were doing, and didn't see it coming. I was looking through videos, and I quickly found a video Bill introduced us to a new game. When you turn this thing upside down, you had so many seconds, and you had a word, and you had to say connection words. Literally, it was an 11-minute video. But my mom was like, oh, I got this. And it was just like one time he explained it, and she got it. And we played that game, and we laughed so hard. Nobody knew what they were doing because it was the first time we played it. She always tried to make things, and she just said, these are the memories you're going to need. These are make memories. Her big thing was make memories. You're going to do something, make fun. Have fun in it. What did you want to say? You want to say something? Hi, Gigi. Mom loved Reagan. She, last night I talked to her, she said, if I get into my room, will you FaceTime me so I can talk to Reagan? So Reagan really lit up her life. But, you know, the one thing that I think mom's taught is like growing up, having the kids, raising the kids, try to make things special for them to remember. Making sure there's no tiny ears around. You know, Christmas time.
There are tiny ears. Yeah, Christmas time.
No, it's okay. You know, certain gifts will get wrapped in certain paper so that we know that those came from Santa.
It's good. It's from home. What are you talking about? Santa's not real.
No, Santa's real. Just like she made us open our stockings before we got to open gifts. I've learned now as a parent, that was your time to up. You want to say something again? Yeah. That was her time. I realized that was her time to get a cup of coffee and wake up in the morning. But I just need to tell. She was crying. I'm grateful for those gifts that she gave us, that she was able to give us, that we give to our kids, and that someday I hope that our kids will be able to give to their kids. When they say, she lives through you, she truly lives through you. And I'm planning to talk to her a lot. Sherry, you're next. I got it. You want to go say something? Hey, I just so you know, I have a marker with names, and if somebody doesn't come up here, I'm drawing your name here. Here, what do you want to say? Coming. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Mama. Say. Mama.
I was Grandma's favorite kid. Just a joke. Grandma was not afraid to give advice to anybody. Unsolicited was her favorite. But the one thing she taught me without teaching me it was, you don't have to say I love you to show you love somebody. Grandma wasn't a woman that said I love you, which is fine. But she said it by sending packages to Reagan. She said it by calling and talking to you for a really long time. She said it by taking little interest in things in my life that I didn't think would matter to her. And I received the most beautiful gift to be able to say goodbye to her with all of her babies. And as a mother now, that means the world to me. I believe I gave her a gift of the way she loved Reagan, and to me that was the most beautiful thing I can do. I hope that as Reagan grows up, she will know how loved she was by Gigi. And all of us grandkids, I hope that we stick together, and you guys know that just because you don't have babies, that Grandma would be thrilled to see your babies one day too. Love you. You're great.
I'm Kevin. I'm the second favorite. I think that one of my favorite times with Grandma was definitely freshman year of college, needed a call from my mom. So called her on random Wednesday. She goes, "Oh, I'm leaving to go see Grandma and Tammy." She goes, "Do you want to come with? 3 exams next week." And I said, "Let's go." And it was definitely one of the best weekends. And I took that for granted, spending that time with her. I mean, we got there and then went straight to the karaoke bar. Grandma never supported underage drinking, but
Yes, she did. Big supporter.
But that night she did. Music was a big thing for our family too. And that night we sang our hearts out, didn't care who was there. And the next day she taught me how to play euchre, and we stayed up all day and night just playing euchre, and just the closest I've ever felt. That's how it was. And I also want to say that she loved to call us grandkids, loved it so much, but just never knew our schedules. It was always, if you were a grandkid, you knew that you were getting, any time that you were busy, is when you were getting that call. And it just took it for granted.
Who's the third favorite?
I mean, if the grandkids are gonna go, it's weird being a grandkid. You get to know somebody towards the end of their life. You only get to see a certain part of them, and there's stuff. Trent told me he found out some new stuff. We all found out some new stuff. You guys are sharing new stuff today. So grandparents we all have grandparents somewhat there, somewhat of a mystery to us. But like Allie has said, like everybody else has said, she always lets you know she cared. She always had this good attitude. And we all have problems with everybody, but I don't think we had our favorite, and Allie might think, but which one of us thought she actually had? Maybe she likes some of us, but which one of us did she shun?
No.
To hear you guys talk about the games, that's the side we got to see of her as kids. And like you said, we felt that she cared. We felt that she cared that we had a good time. She showed us a lot. I think all of us. I mean, we all have our regrets, have our stuff with it that we wish we could have said, wish we could have done with her. Wish I would have answered a couple more of those calls.
Yep.
Wish I would have. And that's mine, but every call I did answer, she was there. She didn't hold it. I don't know, maybe, I don't think she never showed me she held that against any of us. And that's something that she taught us. Just to love each other, just to care, just to be there. Anyone of you that's been near our house during Christmas or any holiday knows how, or just yours even, it's crazy. And that she kept it together, she kept a level head, she cared, she put stuff together, she made people function. And she taught me a lot. And a lot of reflection in the past week has brought out some more. And I think we all still need some time with it, but I just wanted to share some of the stuff I've been thinking about, and thank you guys.
I wasn't gonna get up because I didn't really have anything that great to say, but there was this one time, she was like, you've gotta watch this movie. And we're like, all right, put it on. She puts on all the grandkids, in my memory, all the grandkids are on the floor, we're on the couch, watching this movie. I'm like, it's gonna be super funny. She bought the unrated version to something, and there was frontal, full male nudity. And the grandkids are like, what? And we're like, Mom, do you remember this? We were like, oh, okay, okay. I just thought we all should have done that. I think like we watched the next day. Quite often. I'm just kidding. That was just hilarious. Reagan has some. You want to tell about yourself?
Oh, okay, I guess I gotta go. She said it's a mom too.
Reagan's gonna pick.
I'm not the super emotional child, so. But my mom.
You gotta go there.
Good job, good job.
My mom grew a lot over the years. As we got older and we were adults having children, if we told my mom something wasn't, maybe she shouldn't say that or couldn't do this, she actually reversed her ways and learned. And I appreciated how she changed over the years. And she wasn't always a lover of children. But again, as she got older, she started loving children. She loved her children more
And
with all
dogs.
her heart. And she liked her dogs.
She gave the best head scratches to her dogs.
But she took a new love with all of our kids' lives as they're growing. And I know she called my kids at school, like Kevin said, she was calling everyone. And she was just showing how much she loved them and wanted us to love each other and support each other. She taught me, to feed people when they come over, try to have snacks, food make people happy, encourage people to be around with food. And she just wanted people to be together and to be happy. And I will always remember her for just growing as she got older. She didn't just get stuck in her ways. We were able to watch her evolve as she got older, and I appreciate that. Tomorrow I'll think of a whole lot to say.
I want to tell a story about my mom with Christmases. They became epic shows. They became a full-on agenda. There was the food, there was the gifts, there was the gift exchange. Later years, it's kind of something changed, but Mom thrived if she could get grandkids to do a skit. And she got Kevin and Trent to got Kevin and Trent to do the sisters act from White Christmas in full regatta. Mom made their dresses out of wrapping paper. She had them do their sisters act. And I believe they're going to grace us with this one. No? Okay. She also loved scavenger hunts. And that was something that she would send the whole family on, in teams. She was Amazing Race. She was like, you're going to go to these houses, you got to find a snowman, you got to find somebody with a wreath on the door. And so she had it all planned out. And that was her love language, to be able to have everybody participate. And I know that it was important for her to have us continue that. She talked about You know, when I'm not around, when I can't be up in Ohio because of weather or inclement or sickness, she talked about the fact that she wanted us to continue those things. And we do. So if everybody will look under your seat, there is some, no, we're not. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here to share the love, because that's what grief is it is pure love. And we thank you for that. So if anybody else has anything else to say.
I could fill years full of stories about her, but I won't. Oh, come on, that can haunt me.
So, time I had 5 kids, found I was pregnant with Katie. Mom was going to Hawaii for a business trip. And she called me and she said, hey, I want you to come to Hawaii with me. I was like, Mom, I got 5 kids. I am pregnant. She said, exactly, that's why I want you to come. She said, you probably never get to go another time. And I was all excited and talked to Bob, and she said, look, you want to pay for the airline? I found you a flight that's taken care of. You're going to get there. All you have to do is cover for the first night hotel, and then I'll be there the next day. Well, first of all, I am not like Tammy. I don't adventure by myself whatsoever. I stick by the plan. Tick tock, you said 4 o'clock. I'll wait till 4.
She won't be there at 4:15.
Woke up that morning, got to Hawaii. It was a very long, long day. Woke up in the morning and I opened my curtains and I saw the ocean. And I said, I gotta go check it out. And so got up there and started walking around, and I called her, which at the time I wasn't thinking about the time difference, so I woke her up. And I said, Mom, this is so pretty. She says, you're supposed to wait for me. I said, okay, I'll wait for you. She said, but call the hotel. You can check into my hotel early. So I unpacked my stuff and I walked to this hotel. I got a pedicure by myself, just live life. I thought, this is awesome. And I just couldn't get over how pretty it was. And when I got there, I told her how nice it was. I just was in awe. And she got there late, so we went and looked around. But that night, we went swimming, and we had watched this show about, watch out for the sea creatures you can see in Hawaii. And that night, in the water, there was a wall that broke the waves, went down, flat, up, down. And so my mom and I went out there, and we're just wading away. And something came along and swished Mom up. Well, first of all, she touched them. She said, oh, that's slimy. I said, Mom, it's probably seaweed. No, it was slimy. And the water came and wished her up on this wall, which I'm sure probably was about this wide. Wished her up on this wall. Mom was on her back. I'm like up to water up to here, laughing so hard I'm crying because my mom looked like a turtle on her back, trying to flip over. And she's so screaming because she's so certain that one of them sea creatures are grabbing her. And I'm laughing so hard. And she said, would you help me? I said, I can't. I said, you got to stop. You got to stop when the water stops. And she got down. And like a couple days later, we were traveling somewhere and we saw something, and it had one of them pictures, those danger pictures showing you, like, be careful because the waves will knock you off the rocks. And I said, look, Mom, that's you. And we would talk about that, and we would just giggle because she was so certain that a sea creature grabbed her leg and threw her up on that wall. That wasn't the case. It was the tide. You know, when Mom found something funny, she couldn't even get it out. She would just laugh so hard. And Shelly and Tony were at Mom's just in October. And, you know, in Florida, there's lizards and palomino bugs and critters.
If you don't know what a palomino bug was, because I did not, they're this big, and they talk to you.
Well, Shelly would find one, and Mom would hear her scream. Mom telling this story was, I wish I could record it because it just was the best story. She said, here comes this bug, And Shelly starts screaming, and then she said, then Shelly wouldn't kill it. I told her to kill it, and she wouldn't kill it. The bug. And Shelly picked up that bug and took it outside. She said, Shelly said that bug had a journey, and it needed to continue its journey. So Shelly takes that bug and puts that bug outside, and Mom said, along comes a lizard and eats the bug. Mom said, well, Shelly, that was its journey. I told you should have smashed it.
I didn't.
But Mom just she laughed so hard to tell that story. And I think of those times, and I just think about how she would just find something and just giggle and laugh and hold those memories and how she would share them with you. And I just think that's important is when you're thinking about somebody, even if it's just pick up the phone to say, oh my gosh. And Sharon, remember that time we ate watermelon? We ate the whole watermelon. And I just think, like, there's gonna be special. Come on, baby.
She wants to talk. Sorry.
You want to say something?
What do you want to say?
What do you want to say? You want to say? No? You want to sing a song? You want to sing Baby Shark? You want to sing Baby Shark?
Yeah.
You do. Do you even know Baby Shark?
Yeah.
Baby Shark. Nope. But I just, if you have a memory of Mom, think about it, and I hope that it involves her laughter, her snickering, because those are the gifts that she gives to us. And sometimes Tammy laughs, and I can hear Mom laugh. I hear Sherry laugh, and I hear Mom's laugh in all of us. And I think that's something special that she gave to all of us.
I'm not singing Baby Shark.
All right, I'm just gonna say my recent memory of Grandma. Last phone call, she asked me about my boy problems, and I was like telling her about it. I was like, "Yeah, they suck." She's like, "Don't worry, it never ends." I still have boy problems to this day. And then she went on and told me all about her boyfriends. It lasted about an hour and a half. I just kind of listened, but so basically, boy problems never end. It's advice from Grandma.
As a fellow grandkid, one of my last calls, we were just eating dinner, and my grandma called Kevin asking about what this movie title was. A lot of times she would recommend us movies, leading me to watch one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But she was asking about this movie. Not all these guys who do truth or dares. It was called Truth or Dare. But like, it was just, she just called us, asking about this movie title, and all of a sudden she was just, because we were all getting dinner, and we were all getting dinner while my mom was on the phone with her, and it just ended up being like she was just eating dinner with us. And looking back, I don't know what it was, but something let my family have the last dinner with its grandma.
You were already up there.
I'm sorry, it's actually just kind of really amazing to see everyone here. I remember my mom texting me. She told me it's not looking good. We should FaceTime Allie. We can talk to Grandma there. We talked to Grandma, but we saw Grandma, and it's not how I wanted to see Grandma. It's never how I'll picture Grandma. Next day, my dad told me what happened. And I can't come to terms with it. It's not like it just never felt real. And even now I still can't feel it real because all you guys, everyone bringing up, she's still alive with us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, every single young photo either looks like Tracy, Tammy, Mom, or Sharon. Everyone's mentioned it. Grandma was love. She was so much long phone calls. She's seen this movie. She watched this. What? Ava had boy problems. Grandma talked about boy problems. Me and my brothers, we like movies.
She had plenty to talk about.
She would talk about. She knew how to be personal. She was just so kind. She allowed you to make mistakes. She allowed you to be imperfect, and she loved you. I don't know. I just feel very loved right now.
Let's not do this again. Nobody else.
You said to grandma on FaceTime, I hope it's a good outcome. Is that age well?
That is not age well. Michelle, you hear your coworker say?
I'll just say real brief. I was Donna's favorite son-in-law. And we were talking a little bit ago about Donna had a lot of projects. and what I talked about, and she saw a lot of things in her son-in-laws and her daughters. Gardeners, concrete people, painters, carpenters. But it was always fun, except that time she tried to kill us with the concrete. It was always fun. We would go down to Florida or in Columbus, and she would, the projects were giant, and she would always make it at least tolerable. And it was an experience every time, and it brought, even those brought people together. Working with all the family and trying to decide, what we were doing, and she was a lot of fun. But I'm still a favorite. Yeah.
She has boards and nails down there at the house you just built.
Share a piece of advice that I got when Adam passed away that helped me a lot. In life, we go through 3 deaths. The first is your physical death, when your body dies. The second is when the first person forgets about you. The last death is when the last person who knew you forgets you. So help Grandma achieve immortality by sharing stories. I'm gonna close out with a poem. When tomorrow starts without me, and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes all filled with tears for me, I wish you wouldn't cry the way you did today, while thinking of the many things we did not get to say. I know how much you love me, as much as I love you. Each time that you think of me, I know you will miss me too. When tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand that an angel came and called my name and took me by the hand. The angel said my place was ready in heaven far above, and that I would have to leave behind all those I dearly love. But when I walked through heaven's gates, I felt so much at home. When God looked down and smiled at me from his golden throne, he said, "This is eternity and all I promised you. Today for life on earth is done, but here it starts anew. I promise no tomorrow, for today will always last. And since each day is the exact same, there is no longing for the past. So when tomorrow starts without me, do not think we're apart. For every time you think of me, remember, I'm right here in your heart.
You need a tear wiper, Reagan's.
How sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me. I once was lost, but was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to beat, in grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear. The hour I first believed. Oh, through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and it is grace that will lead me home. How amazing, how wonderful you are. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've known there's days to see God's grace. Then when we have first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch once was lost, but now was blind. But now I see.
That's what she's doing right now.
And that's what we're doing. That's the one. That's the one. And she's just letting us know, hey, trust me, I got a drink in my hand. I'm enjoying the best view. No, I thought Sam was like eating lunch back there or something.
A little late for lunch.
That's not.
This does conclude Donna's service here today, folks. So thank you for everybody who was speaking. I think that was really wonderful that you all got the courage to get up here and share your stories. At this point, we'd like to invite you to continue to share your stories. We got some food over here in the next room. We're going to be opening the doors here. So if you'd like to stick around and continue to enjoy each other's company, you can do so. Again, thank you all for being out here. If you're heading home, drive safe, please. Thanks.
She told me this morning. She was like, your journey.
Yeah, she's like, I thought like we decorate the floor and like water, get it out.